stuff, then that's what we'll focus on. So
Okay, cool, man.
we'll talk about starting items briefly. We'll talk about item progression as the game goes on.
Mhm.
And anytime you have a question about something that you think is correct, meaning like, wouldn't this item be good here, or like, should I do something whatever in the game, always ask it, because if you're asking me, then it's you telling me that you're thinking about doing that.
Sure.
So it's something where I want to know what you're thinking, and I can't really do that. And I don't want you to like explain to me what you're thinking, but if you have a question
Yep.
about something, it does help. So
Okay, cool. I'm not really sure which hero to play. Um, I tend to random quite a lot, so I'm not really.
my only request is that whatever role you want to play, pick it right off the bat. Like
Uh-huh.
literally, just pick it first and put your hero there. Get the role you want. Like people in these unranked games can be kind of weird. So get the role you want, pick it right off the bat, and we'll go from there.
Okay, cool.
So. I didn't end up seeing. Did eHome win?
Yeah, they stomped. Like it was 3-0.
Like 3-0?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Pretty sure. Yeah, yeah.
They were looking good.
They were like they were just way too strong. I don't know. They look awesome at the moment. Like I don't know. I just what was the game at the end? Yeah, the game at the end, Eugene nearly pulled it back, but they had like a 35k net worth Morphling, and they just had they had a Clinks. Our TCE was playing Clinks, and he was just like way behind basically for most of the game. So they just couldn't kill the Morphling.
Sounds about right. Morphling's pretty good against Clinks. I don't know what order they drafted that.
I think Morphling was last, but actually no, the Clinks was last as well though. So I'm not sure if which came. I don't know.
Which actually came last?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't remember. It was a good game though. Thanks for the cast by the way, man. The other day, I was watching that. That was pretty good. Like that Azubu
Oh
is
man.
terrible, right?
Yeah, I don't watch it. So.
It was good having it on
Yeah,
Twitch. It's
everyone
much
just stole
better.
my idea. Stole my idea, man. Demon and Bulldog and somebody else were all casting last night.
Yeah, they had
What
they
do you
had
got?
like 10 guys on Bulldog stream, I think.
Yeah, they had a bunch. He had like 40k viewers at one point. It was crazy.
That's pretty good.
Let's get in here, guy. I want to make sure you get as much as we can out of the hour, but obviously our variables out of our control.
Yep. This guy's not gonna come.
Rip. Well, so what country are you from?
The UK? England.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's not too bad. My mates are all at like some tournament today that Pyrian Flax is casting, which is kind of cool. Like some uni tournament.
That's cool.
It's there's like not
What
enough
part of
Dota over here is the only issue.
UK, or what part of UK are you from?
London.
Originally?
So like
Okay.
yeah. You're from California?
Yeah.
cool.
That's one of the few European countries I've been to. So
Yeah, it's
I don't
pretty
tell
good.
very many people this, but I had a girl that I dated that ended up moving away.
Uh-huh.
We dated for like another year. She was from England originally, but
Oh
we
yeah,
were
yeah.
dating for like another year. She moved back to England after living in Arizona, where I am, for the first like 3 years of our relationship, and then So I visited. I saw she lived in Bournemouth, so I went there.
Yeah, yeah. That's like an hour and a
Saw
half
London.
outside of London or something.
Yeah, it's all that's on the southern tip or whatever. Yeah, no,
It's
it
not
was
not hugely exciting, Bournemouth.
yeah,
So
no, it was cool to see. It was different. Like it's not exciting, but it was different.
it's like
It's
it's full of like retirement homes and shit, I think.
yeah, yeah, it is. I mean, it's like it was pretty diverse in regards to like it felt like either everyone was like a bunch of young people,
Mhm.
like they had kids in high school, or like they were 80. Like it didn't feel like there was really like anything in between. So, but yeah.
Come on, boys. You can click. You can load.
I believe in the connection.
Fuck's sake.
This has actually never happened before. Just,
Spend an hour
yeah.
just like watching loading screens.
I mean, if it really becomes that bad, we'll have to reschedule. That wasn't something I thought of, but
Ah, we're good. We're good. We're good.
there we go. Woo!
Look at me, I'm Mr. Meeseeks!
Pick a hero, lock it in, let's go.
Baby.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna get to go mid then. This guy's doing it. All right. What do I want to play? Um. Okay.
Like I said, this hesitation is gonna cost you your roll, man. Whatever you want. Okay, so off lane. That's fine. Okay. Curious to see what they pick in a dual off lane scenario in unranked. I'm silencer semi carry. What? Tell them you'd like to farm the lane.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you. Oh man, he didn't hear that. Rip. We'll try our best to learn from it. This kind of sometimes happens in the lower brackets of unranked. You're gonna get 5 carries. Yeah, sounds about right. Okay,
It's
so
the classic Spectre
Leon.
Luna dual aiming.
Yeah, I like the. I just like the Tango Salve, Stout Shield, Mango Branch
Mhm.
on the off lane melee hero. It's pretty standard stuff. That's what I like to go for. So it's really important that you buy your items right off the bat and go. So Tango Salve, Stout, Mango.
Okay,
And
that's
branch
cool.
and run top. Go,
Why
go,
aren't they
go.
doing anything? They're just standing around. Relax, Morgan.
So
Good to, you really want to get out early and scout. Go ahead.
where do you want me to go? Where should I be?
See that, right?
Yep. Okay.
You see those drawings on
Yep.
the map?
Sure.
Yeah, you just want to scout out and see like what they're doing. You can usually on a hero like that, you recognize what their kill potential is on you as an offlaner. Like right now, like if you ran into 3 of them in their woods, would they kill you? And if the answer is no, then you kind of be really aggressive. So they just last pick random their hero, so they probably shouldn't be out very far. So this is when I just walk all the way over here, just see if I see anybody. Take like this path, and then go back to the room. It's just good to see who you're against. Not every game will you know. So
Hey, can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay.
Just go ahead and get to the rune. See how you made that whole loop, and you're gonna be at the rune at the
Okay.
0-second mark.
I
Yep.
That's why it's important to rush. Looks like you're gonna be competing for farm.
Okay,
Oh,
take it.
yeah, just take it.
A soldier's fortune.
Oh, don't want to be that.
Yeah, give him the body. Yeah, as long as you just protect your Shadow Fiend, it's fine. So obviously you're gonna be competing for farm, but just take it as best you can. We'll worry about other aspects of the game, other than CSing the lane, because you are gonna be competing when you shouldn't.
No delay.
Okay.
You may go. I'm okay. You may go.
Cowards. Tip the scales.
Is he really auto attacking the wave?
Yeah, I think he might be. Yeah.
Keep a lookout.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and tango up. Yeah, there you go.
My strength increases.
This guy's going ham, dude.
Yeah, he wants it.
If that line steps up, go on him. Yeah, go on him. Go on him. There you go.
Thank you.
Yep. Should be a first blood, I think. Keep going.
You know what's better than first
Nice.
blood?
First
Nothing.
blood tower damage.
First blood.
Salve up. Nice job.
Guard well.
Wait, on that. Oh, I'm gonna go get it.
You know, Rick, I gotta tell you, my bottom
Yeah,
tower
go ahead and buy
is
boots.
pretty good.
Okay.
Bottom
It's
tower
important to
nerds.
always buy items the second you can afford them.
To the fight.
Looks like the lane's gonna push in a bit. You might be able to dive this lion again. It'd be
He's gonna hit him.
island forced item morbid. Yeah, you can keep hitting him.
Oh fuck.
Looks like your silencer's got him. You're fine. Just run away. Go ahead and sprint back to base. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, you sprint, run.
Yeah, I'm alright.
Let's go back to base. You're really low. So in general on Slaughter, I like to go for the Tranquil Boots. I don't know what you like in the off lane, but he gives him. He doesn't really have mana problems,
Uh-huh.
and so you just want to be able to regen.
I normally get the treads, but I'm normally in a dual lane, so it's like I don't know if that makes a difference. But yeah, we can do tranquils.
Yeah, just try the Tranquil. So go ahead and buy the Ring of Protection. Sell the branch just because you need the
I need
slot.
courier, please.
Yeah, I hate when I accidentally do that.
No, wait. I don't got mana.
TP out when
Okay, come.
you deem it appropriate. Generally in the early game, if I'm going to TP out to lane, I will not buy that second TP scroll.
Okay.
Later on, it's more important, but right now, that's extra 75 gold is like kind of significant. You know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, he's like AFK. Oh fuck.
You can run at that Lycan. Looks like you have a Shadow Shaman here. Try to get that stun on.
He's gonna get it.
He has hack. He has. Yep. There you go.
No mercy.
Nice job.
Oh, I don't think I can tank that.
There you
Yep.
go. Yeah, go ahead and get those Tranquils up.
No delay.
Just get an XP range. I wouldn't. If you want to drop your Tranquils to get the last hit, that's fine. But I wouldn't deem it worth deactivating your Tranquils to get last hits.
Sure.
So you're a little bit regened up. A nice job.
It's okay.
Keep a lookout.
Right. Oh fuck.
Rush to the fight.
Please, courier, please.
Ah.
Please.
Scaling up. Deep ones guide me.
Oi.
If he comes up again, you can loop around him. Yeah, loop around him like that. See if he
Yeah, I'm
wants
not gonna get there.
Yeah, yeah, it's worth trying. A lot of times, kills aren't something you can plan ahead for. They're something where you just constantly put yourself in a good spot to get them. So like, you
Sure.
know, doing what you did allows it so that if he walked back in the lane, you would have gotten the kill. But he didn't.
Guard well.
Wait.
You're in deep water.
So usually on an offlaner, I like to get a stick, like just a casual stick.
Yeah, sure.
When you get the chance. Yeah, so it's a little late now. Obviously, if it lasts like, otherwise I would have rather you just sprinted to the left and gotten it. Yeah, you're gonna get that guy for sure though. Yep, there you go. Don't waste
Oh.
stun, just hit him. Yeah, stun that guy though. Nice job. So I like to just get I like the thing about offlaner like Slardar that like really needs that blink dagger. I like to get as little items as possible, but I need those whatever items I need to be able to stay on the map, you know. So
Yep, that makes
here
sense.
I want to get that stick. Some people, and it's really your call on how the lane's going. If they think that they can get more out of the map because they're not able to be aggressive, like say this lane wasn't killable.
Yep.
Make sure you're in XP range. They'll get the Iron Talon and then go hit some woods creeps like
Okay.
between.
Yeah, I haven't been using the iron.
Tough for Evelyn.
I haven't been using the Iron Talon very much. I think like I seen the guys like the pros get it a lot, right? Particularly if they're in the
heroes
offlane.
like Slardar and like Night Stalker that don't generally farm very fast. It helps them a lot. So, do you know how to use creep aggro? Like, do you know how to
Yeah.
drag creep
Yeah, I
aggro?
got it,
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, I know.
But I don't really need
wanna
to now.
See you... Yeah. As next time around, I'm gonna tell you when to do it, and I just want to see how well you do it.
Okay.
So.
Yes.
Don't worry about him.
Patrolling.
You can run at that guy again.
Yeah. Okay.
You can run at him. Just have mango. Just mango. Nice.
Ownage. Killing spree. Whoa. Oh, ownage.
Oh shit.
Get level 6. Level it. Nice. Get him.
Oh my God. 4.
This is when I just sprint back to base.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess the Silencer can take that anyway.
I would just sprint back to base. You have somebody else taking the lane already.
Yeah, that's cool. That makes sense.
So at this point in time, when I get level 6 on Slardar, like you have two options. You can either like choose to roam or choose to look to farm your blink.
Mhm.
So like in this case, since they have nobody mid at the time, but you have a Shadow Fiend taking the tower, I would probably look to like TP mid and like loop around here and catch somebody who's gonna show up.
Okay.
Probably gonna be a support, maybe a Lycan. Yeah, there's the support Marana. Or I guess it's a mid Marana.
Is she not a bit far back? You reckon we can go on that?
Yeah, no, it doesn't necessarily just go on it, but like pressure her. And it looks like SF wants to go, so yeah, it looks like you can.
Shaman, get the room, please.
So go ahead and take it like the wrap around. Make sure this
Okay,
guy
I'm
knows
coming,
you're
but
doing it, so
I've
maybe
got
like
TP.
ping her. Oh, looks like he wants to.
He's just gonna get the rune, I think.
Yeah, either way, like you're just gonna farm the lane, worst case scenario. So go ahead and just run at her. Just run at her.
I'm gonna wait
Oh,
until he
has
gets a little bit further.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
I
she
didn't
got
realize he
me.
had Nimbus.
She got me.
Okay, shit.
Fuck.
I don't know if
So
I'm gonna
run at her,
catch up
see
with
what
her.
happens.
Shaman.
Oh. Oi! Fuck!
Nobody saw it.
No, get back. I can kill her.
It's fine. The kind of rotation you're making is fine because it's just like you're still gonna see what you're doing. You're like farming the lane afterwards.
Yep.
So
Ah. Wait.
SF might just take the farm here.
Yeah, he's going to. Okay. So, yellow,
You're
can
right
I...
on top, nobody's there. It's kind of like you want to try to like pressure the map, say like see how you forced her back. That's like your job as an offlaner. But like right now, see how like, I would have taken the most direct path possible because see how you're missing all these creeps.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking if she stayed up, then I can come around the back of her. But no, that makes sense.
It's one of those where if the creeps are hitting your tower and you come around the back, like a good player would be like, why aren't they hitting tower and would play safer, or like why aren't they hitting creeps underneath their tower? You
That
know
makes
what I'm
sense.
saying?
Yeah.
Not saying these players are good.
Morty. Killing spree. That crap.
So the time when I told you mid, the reason why it's a little bit different is because the creep wave is already at her tower, so like there's nothing suspicious about where you'd be coming from.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So right now, since the lane's gonna be pushing slightly against you, I want you to start auto attacking the wave down. Like it's pushing against you, so go ahead and auto attack. Yeah. See how like you want to keep the lane equilibrium outside of your tower. So you can hit that guy too. You can ult him and hit him. Yeah. No reason to not be a bully with a hero like Slardar. You can chase him. Yeah, he might just die. He's only level 5.
No, not
Nice
so
job.
fast, Morty, because he just mega killed. It's a mega
Yeah, a
kill
hero
now.
like Slardar, just casually ulting people's really good.
Yeah, it's
Just
cheap,
harass
right?
them. Didn't expect it to just... Yeah.
He's still only level 5, so no, he has no way of running away, basically. Which is
Well,
kind of bad at 10 minutes, but...
look to
Yeah,
the
people at
foe.
low levels, when I say low, I pretty much mean anything that's not like 5k,
Uh-huh.
which, you know, is generally broad, but they don't really understand how often they can get caught out of position like that guy just did, because people don't punish it. So, like, you can go on him again, honestly. When the creep wave gets in range of the tower, yeah, go on him now.
Oh shit, okay, I'm kind of in the wrong place.
You just casually Shadow Shaman warded the tower. It's fine, you can just go on him. Like, just make sure you ult him before you stun him.
Oh yeah? Oh,
Or,
or don't.
It's fine, just for the extra damage, he ain't gonna get away. Force
Oh.
the ulti, he's running away. Oh, nope. Wow. The shackle ring.
Oh, ownage.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Against heroes like Lycan and stuff that you're gonna be able to make sure you catch up to, I like to blink ult them first and then stun. Like, if it's a hero with mobility like a Wind Ranger or like the Mirana, I'd rather you just blink stun them. But otherwise, go for that extra bit
Alright.
of damage.
That makes sense.
Ownage.
Yeah, I guess so it's physical, right? Oh shit. So it's
Yeah,
physical,
your
right?
stun is physical.
Okay, cool. So where should I be going next? Just straight into the BKB, or what do you?
I generally go an item like Force Staff and Vlad personally. That's what I like to go when I'm doing well like this. Like if I'm really far ahead, I'd rather just have an item that makes me a little bit mobile, makes me a little bit tankier, helps my team a little bit.
That force field
So
leads
I'd
Okay.
fly
directly to
myself
Dire
that
just fortified their
1 the second you
structure.
can. Okay, never mind, the courier's being used. Go ahead and keep pressuring top though. There's no reason to not be farming the wave if nobody's like.
I don't know where they are though, right?
But
Like-
yeah, you're ahead 15 to 2, so you have to be very aggressive. You're not gonna die here, I promise you. Just
Okay.
like stun the creep wave and get out or something like
The
that.
enemy's
If
bottom
you're really that
tower
scared.
is destroyed. Hooray.
Yeah, like they can't really do anything to you. If you see anybody else, you just run away, kind of thing. Force reactions. Yeah, so now you can back off a bit.
So
Yeah, see, Lion's TPing in top, so this is where you look to just maybe farm a neutral with your ulti or something. Like, you're low mana, so...
Okay, push.
Okay.
Push, push.
Rolling.
Oh, run, run, run!
Look out.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Good job. I just go back to base at this point. I join, I tried for the Vlads, I want to see how you like it.
okay.
Nobody else is building Vlads, right?
Almost certainly not.
So go into the... Yeah, ring of Basilius first, and then, you know,
So-
Headdress and a Morbid. A lot of people at lower levels will for some reason build the Morbid first on heroes that, don't really lifesteal very much.
Okay, so I'm better off getting the
You're
other.
like a-
I'm better off getting the other shit, right? Because that does more for me. That's what
Yeah,
you're saying.
I mean, yeah, because a lot of people would be like, I want the regen for Morbid, but
Uh-huh.
my story would be that you hit for 74 damage, so the Morbid will be pretty
Pretty useless.
irrelevant.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, yeah. If you're a hero like SF, then yeah, like obviously he doesn't go Vlad's, but you'd go for the Morbid first out of any lifesteal item. So just because he hit right clicks so hard.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
So this is when, since you guys have such good map control, I'd probably walk back top and be ready to TP bottom. If something goes on right now, like the minute you get back to base, then go ahead and TP bottom. But like, you want to be able to walk somewhere else to farm and then TP to come to your team if otherwise.
Alright,
in
that
this
makes
area of
sense.
the game. So I'd go ahead, I'd actually run mid right now. I'd just run mid.
Okay.
Sprint. Like, use your sprint, yeah, get
The
around
enemy's
faster.
bottom tower. It's gone.
No
You did it.
delay.
Oh boy, you really should be proud of yourself.
Somebody's
Now it's
microing the
free.
shaman.
Oh,
That's
ownage.
funny. The silencer has 22 stolen it.
Go.
If you see somebody here, you can feel free to be aggressive. They're not very strong right now, so if you just see somebody, just blink on them.
Okay.
Like, don't no fear. It's really important that when you're far ahead, even though it's a stomp, like in a lot of games, even if it's not a stomp, but you're still ahead. A lot of players won't play it properly aggressive. Like top lane, when I told you to, you know, you can be aggressive and you were scared. It's like if you're far enough ahead, you shouldn't be scared in the scenarios like that. So yeah, this is when I like wrap around here and look to see if I run into somebody.
Okay.
To see if you see somebody.
Sometimes feels like they don't even care.
Yep,
You know
ult
what I'm
him.
talking about?
Yeah, there you go.
Look to the foe.
Bash again.
You gotta get
You can chase that.
serious.
Yeah?
Eh, never mind. No. Yeah, be a man. Fuck.
Who was
Run,
that?
run,
Oh,
run,
ownage.
run.
Middle tower's gone.
There you go.
Serves them right.
I watch like the thing about that I try to teach people is
I don't really
we'll worry
want
about
that.
that after.
Oh, actually, we're all here. I
I
should
played
probably
Sunday
should have
again.
gone that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I thought you were ready to go. My bad.
I was, but then I was like, I don't know where, like, I don't know if I can go, and then I probably should have done. Really, everyone else is here.
Onward.
All good. This is when I look to push in bottom lane.
Yep.
The more lanes, the more your lanes are pushed out, the easier it is as a hero like Slardar to get kills and look for people. So.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Rick! He's dominating now! He's dominating!
Ah, looks like last time was nice.
Wubba lubba dub dub!
Your hero does not hit very hard.
Guard well.
So this is when you can look to the wrap around mid like you are. I'd go ahead and blink in. Like, don't be scared. Just blink in.
Okay.
Yeah, look for. There you go. There you go. Get him! You're a man. You're a man.
Oh my gosh, Morty!
Now run
He's
here and
from
TP out.
Boston because he's
never mind.
wicked.
Okay.
Yeah, just TP out if you can. Nice. Oh god.
So what? So here I can't get towered. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you won't get hit by the tower. So make sure
Wait,
you're not
what
running
the
out of base at no hope. Yeah. It's all good.
Okay. So
The time that I told you to blink in blind is when like I figure there might be somebody that like kind of wants to suck XP from mid lane, but they don't
Sure.
want to walk up and farm it. Like obviously these players aren't like gonna be doing the most advanced thing ever, but it's just something to keep in mind. There are times where like you might just try to guess that there's somebody lingering. So I'd go ahead and sprint bottom, like just get back bottom as soon as possible. In games like what am I talking about? In games like these, and any game in general, I
Mhm.
pretty much tell people that I want you to play as aggressively as you deem reasonable.
Yep.
And when I say that, I mean that if you think there's even a slight chance that your aggression will pay off, then I want you to do it, because in general, you'll never know your limits if you don't play aggressively.
that makes
Like,
sense.
you'll never find out like if you could have done it. It's a lot easier to choose to play safe, and you'll never really learn anything from it. So. So be ready to help your team if they run into somebody mid here, but keep doing. Yeah, go ahead and run mid right now. You see all
Okay.
the mid? Just run. Yeah, sprint up.
Wait, fuck that
Straight
up.
pad.
Look to the foe.
Don't worry. I chased the lion in the back. He's probably your best target.
Oh, I fuck it. Ah, I thought I had blink off.
Don't worry. Yeah, really important to try to ult the guy that
Yeah, no,
their Moran
yeah,
ulti. Be careful
yeah.
there, Moran ulti.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, watch out, Doom.
Guard well.
Mega kill. He just mega killed. Holy crap, Rick, he's unstoppable! Double kill, oh man.
Oh, this game was quite the stomp. But no, in general, so like now I probably go for a BKB. In a game like where I'm so snowballing, I don't usually bother. But like in a like we're gonna assume it's like a realistic game.
Yeah.
I'd probably go for a BKB. I generally like the only time I'd go for a BKB right after the blink is if you're like really hurting, like you're having
Oh,
a
shit.
rough game. God,
Vigilant.
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's just dead. Didn't really expect that guy to do that because that.
Yeah, I ate the arrow, and I guess he thought he could get something out of it, but
Tower's under attack. Oh, the enemy's middle tower's gone. Surge over some wicked sick stuff, Rick, because he just wicked sicked it. Oh, your top tower's under attack. What a mess. Enemy's middle barracks just got wrecked, baby. Oh, I can't believe it. What a
Wow,
wonderful
quite the game.
Morty, you're not gonna like
We'll
this.
spend some
Top
time talking
tower's
about stuff
under
then.
attack.
Because yeah, obviously that game went pretty quick.
yep. Yeah, but
We can obviously, what if you would like, we can either talk or like we're obviously gonna talk regardless, but we can talk a little bit longer, or we can
Once guide me.
have you start another game and I can coach you through like the first 10 minutes and then have to go. It's really up to you.
Okay. See how it's
Like
let's
I
see how
said,
it's going when we're
stomp
finished.
usually isn't-
Someone break this. Oh fuck! I'll just do it. Shit.
Uh-oh, monster kill. Watch out. Heads up for me. Let me tell you that Roshan, he just delivered a bunch
that
of
guy.
goodies to the Radiant.
Ah fuck.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm.
Your items.
I don't know who he's talking to.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
So. Okay, there we go. Oh fuck.
Oh, nice catch.
Oh, ownage. They killed all these people, Morty. That means they're
That's
godlike.
what happens when you're ahead 28 to 4.
Oh, shit.
And just killed him. That guy's a man, dude.
Holy shit.
Okay, so I got the Vlads, right? Should I be just basing to get the health back up, or
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would usually just sprint back to base and get everything back. Because you're also missing like 2/3 mana, so I would just run back to base.
okay, yeah.
If you had like an Iron Talon, I'd tell you to like do a jungle creep camp on the way there, but it's gonna be a little bit slow if you elect to do that. So one thing a lot of people don't do is if like you're in the same spot and you have like an Iron Talon or like a little bit faster way of like you're a hero that farms a creep camp decently fast, like go ahead and quickly stop by, like if you're running back here, you know, and like, you know, quickly farm this camp and then come back to base.
Yeah.
Like, might as well take the time that you have. Use it as efficiently as possible. A lot of people don't understand that farming speed is not just how fast you hit creeps, but the fact that you have to go around the map in the first place. So if you're
Whoa, initiating killing.
like if you're able to farm a creep camp simply because
the
it's
enemy's
convenient in
bottom tower.
positioning, a
God.
lot
Yeah.
of the times that'll be the right call.
Alright, that makes sense.
Cause for celebration.
Okay.
What's the actual team?
This just in, the enemy's bottom barracks are destroyed. Enemy's bottom barracks are gone. Let's all say a prayer. Oh jeez, it's a killing spree. Oh, ownage.
Patrolling.
Quite the stomp. So yeah, there are a couple things I'd like to talk about that it's something I always,
Jeez, he's dominating.
it's weird to say, but you kind of forget that
Oh, Morty.
it's even a thing
You better
because
hold on to your hat.
people
Now it's
in,
a mega kill.
it's kind of like
That's
something you just
five.
assume with people at like the 5-6K
There's
bracket,
no
like just
accident
everyone
anymore.
does it, so you
This
kind of
isn't an
forget that
accident now. The enemy's top barracks
Right.
just got riggedy,
it's not
riggedy,
like an
wrecked.
assumed thing that everyone does,
Nice.
you know, because
It's like that song.
everyone I know does it.
Oh,
So.
damn.
Nice. I mean, you're rich as fuck, but the game's
You know
over.
what that
so.
means. This thing is checked.
But yeah,
It's
so
taking
the main
enemy's
thing.
middle tower.
Go ahead and finish the game off.
Whoa, Rick, there's a monster kill just happened. This your first time
Get
seeing
him.
a monster
Go
kill?
ham.
About all this.
Oh shit.
Oh, the enemy's middle tower's gone. Serves him right. Oh, jeez, he's dominating.
Oh.
He's super godlike.
Ah.
Beyond
No,
godlike, I
you
meant.
had the flawless game, though, dude.
Yeah, I thought I might be able to get away with that, but apparently not.
We did it.
No,
They
it's
did it,
I
like you
honestly
say.
like
They
dive
did
down
it.
at the end of like every
Radiant
game
people
anyway.
did it.
So. But okay. So one of the concepts that a lot of people don't do is like you'll notice this, and I promise. Like so what's your MMR right now?
So my solo is like 1.8, my party is like 2.8.
Okay. So
I'm in
at
heaven right
that
now.
definitely
This
at that
might be the best
MMR,
day of my
you'll
life.
notice that people is kind of going along the concept that I talked about earlier, that people don't really understand how often they get caught out of position, because
Mhm.
you'll just because like right there, you know, he got caught out and you punished him for it pretty much every
Sure.
time, because I mean, I'm not saying you wouldn't have done it without me, but I'm saying like I just said go and he just died.
Yep.
It wasn't really a question, you went with it. So something I want you to keep in mind in the laning stage is that like a lot of times as a hero like Slardar, you're gonna win the lane by virtue of being aggressive. Like you're not gonna just out CS the guy.
Yep, sure.
Like a lot of lower levels, they'll just passively try to CS. Like one guy tries to deny, the other guy tries to last hit, and no more interaction really goes on. So when I asked you about creep aggro,
Mhm.
the reason why I asked was that even though like the time later on when I asked about it, like it was completely just not necessary, but there were a lot of times that that you didn't it's not necessary, it's never okay. There's a lot of things that are never necessary, but they're simply just like more efficient or they're better for you. So like if you do these things like creep aggro where you just like you A click the enemy hero, pull the
Mhm.
creeps away and stuff, like really consistently, then I promise you like it happens at higher levels, so I would assume it's even worse at lower levels that people will just start being like they'll just get really flustered because meaning when I say flustered I mean like it's so easy to CS a wave that's like constantly attacking each other and there's like no disruption of like what's going on in the wave, but if you're like constantly pulling creep aggro and removing de-aggroing and stuff like that, like you know how to de-aggro, right? Or do you
As in like A click
or
my own
you
creep.
know yeah, okay. I'm just making sure. But it's something where like you can A click your own creep, but it's weirdly timed, or if you don't do it at the right time, then
Yeah, I've
you
been
just
having
get
trouble
fucked.
with that
But
actually. Like I seem to get it much better. I think I don't know if this is just in my head, but like the old Dota 2. Like I seem to not be getting the timing now, so maybe I haven't quite got that quite right. I mean, like I know how to do it, but like I don't seem to be. I've had it quite a few times, like certainly with towers when I'm trying to de-aggro towers, that I like A click my own creeps and then I'm still getting hit.
yeah, it's quite a weird thing. It's like I know there's timings to it. I've never personally looked them up. I just know by feel what
Mhm.
timing there is on everything, and I'll tell you right now, tower aggro is something I'm still perfecting. So don't feel too bad. But at the same time, it's like if you're in lane, um, that you it's like if you're constantly messing with the wave and stuff,
Mhm.
you'll start to notice that people will miss more CS. What oftentimes will happen is they'll find themselves like concentrating on CSing more because of what you're doing, and then that allows you to capitalize on them like being out of position because they're so worried about trying to get the creep that they'll like forget that they're too far forward or something like that. So
Mhm.
just I want you like next time around, like when you're in a lane, just
Mhm.
literally like pretty much every game. If you're the carry, it's a little bit different, because if you draw creep aggro too much, then you will push the wave,
Yep.
because their creeps stop attacking while yours are still attacking.
Yep.
So it's something mainly in the off lane. It does apply as a carry, but it's not something that
So I'm simply
it's not
trying
something that you need to do
to.
all the time.
So I'm simply trying
Go
to
ahead.
disrupt the other guy's like last hitting and positioning, right? By
You're
messing up the
yeah,
lane.
you're trying to create some chaos in the
Right.
lane. Like a lot of people like a lot of people just don't like not a lot of people like it's actually it's almost impossible to fathom for yourself until you've seen it happen to you. Like I'm
Mhm.
telling you, like a lot of these concepts that higher level players learn, like myself, is like just having it done to me. I'm like,
Yep.
wow, that was so annoying to play against, kind of thing. So, um, right now, like what I want you to try to do is just create chaos in your lane, like however you think you can. Like play super aggro when you even think it's remotely possible. Like I want you, like you were playing a little bit passively, and there were times where like you went without me telling you and everything, but there were probably like 4 or 5 like missed opportunities, not necessarily like to kill the guy, but if
Mhm.
you so like if you go on the guy and he loses 400 health and you lose like 150,
Mhm.
like if you do that twice, like after factoring all the regen and stuff, he's either gonna die or he's like just gonna be out of regen and then lose the lane that way. So like a lot of people, you can just win the lane by virtue of harassing them away and bullying them. And so like
Yep.
instead of trying to out CS them, like directly, like you're hitting the creep, they're hitting the creep, you'll be able to get more out of the lane by simply doing that. So like you'll basically what you're doing is you're sacrificing your health and
Mhm.
mana to make them lose more. So like you're kind of um like it's a sacrifice of your own, but since you're pushing them out of lane and stuff, then it's worth the sacrifice in
Yeah,
the
that
end.
makes
And if you
sense.
start playing like that, you'll start getting a gauge of like what items you need in terms of like if you start playing really aggro, you'll notice you'll have less health in general.
Mhm.
So that's why like stuff like Tranquils on Slardar tends to be more effective as an offlaner.
Okay.
Not always. It depends on like if it's a really like tradey lane, like where you're just back and forth trying to bully the guy. You're losing health. He's losing health. That's when tranquils obviously are better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then what was I gonna say? You'll start noticing like all the items you need for regen. You'll start noticing like, hey, if I had gotten an earlier stick, like with the 200 gold right when I had it, I would have had another stun there, so I would have been able to kill that guy. It's
Mhm.
something where you'll start noticing like you need to immediately be buying your items. You need to have a game plan of like what those items are, and this applies to like every role. So like obviously it's more so in the side lanes because you can just immediately buy the item right next to you
Yeah, right.
than the mid lane. But if I recommend for you is I want you to, if you're trying to get better at the game, I want you to just pick a role. Like you
Mhm.
said, you pretty much like play whatever you want to go mid. You like picked off lane, whatever the role is for you. I'd like you to pick a role.
Okay.
And when I say that, I mean that that doesn't mean that you have to play that role every single game. Like if say you picked mid and everyone else in your game, like people keep trying to take mid from you, it's like, let it like try to be assertive in taking whatever role that is. But
Uh-huh.
it's kind of like what ends up happening is for me, it's like my role that I chose is carry. So what ends up happening for me is I'll get carry like 75% of my games. And the other 25%, somebody, first picked a carry, they demand a carry, whatever, and so I'll go play something else. But in terms of like working on getting better at the game, it's probably best to approach it from one role. Like I think it's
Okay.
hard enough to get good at one role than it is at all of them.
Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
I want you. Yeah, go ahead. I just the main thing I noticed is that how do I word it? Um, so ignoring the silencer in lane, there were a lot of times that like later on I told you about pushing the lane in when it was
Uh-huh.
pushing towards you. Like make sure you're auto attacking the wave. It's something like I want you. So I don't know if you're like taking notes. I'm not saying you should be. I just want to make sure like I'm not flooding you
No,
with
you're okay.
crap to remember. Okay, so that's good. Um, that I want you every lane you're in
Uh-huh.
to at least because the reason why I know this isn't happening is because of the fact that like like I do it every game pretty much. I have a
Uh-huh.
good idea of this, and if you had a good idea of it, I know you would have played differently. So that's in the least insulting way. So I no, yeah, I don't know how to say these. Like it's hard for me to critique people without like
No, that's cool. That's
feeling like
cool.
an asshole. So like I want you every lane you're in to be
Mhm.
like this is an ideal place. I want the lane. Like if you're a carry, it's like I want it right outside of my tower. I want it a little bit forward.
Mhm.
Like whatever for in your mind is the ideal place for that lane to be.
Yep.
And if you don't know, then that's something that you can try to figure out by watching people. You can try to figure it out by like a lot of the things that I figured out is by people punishing me for it.
Sure.
So like say like I don't know how often you see this. It probably doesn't happen very much. Like like even 4K players don't do it. So but what happens is if you're like the safe lane radiant and you're keeping the lane really far back
Mhm.
and I'm not like paying attention, I'm the carry, I'm keeping it really far back. The like enemy offlaner will just pull the big camp into the lane
Yeah,
and like
sure. I mean, I do that
deny me.
sometimes.
Yeah. So like the point being is so like as a safe lane carry, it might be intuitive to think, hey, I want the lane as close to my tower as possible. But if I know that that's like a threat of happening, if I were to do that, then my next response would be I probably want the lane a little bit more forward,
Mhm.
um, because I'm still able to maybe zone him, but at the same time he can't pull that creep wave into his creep camp because I'm close enough to deal with it, kind of thing. So like my point is every lane there's like an ideal place that you want the lane,
Okay.
and like a lot of people are good at like a lot of the better players, like I saw you even do it, like a lot of the people that like aren't like that silencer, I'll be honest with you, was like noticeably worse than you. Like that's fine, and I'm not like trying to like suck up to you here. I'm just like I watch that guy and like if you go fucking first item voidstone in lane, it's gonna hurt my feelings. So let's go ahead and get over that. But my point being is that like you have an understanding of how to pull the lane back. Like you were denying creeps and like having it come out farther to you. But
Mhm.
so like as that Slardar, my question for you would be like in an ideal lane of Slardar, where would you want the creeps to be, like in an ideal.
Okay, so I guess you probably wanted I don't know really. I guess like so if you're trying to be aggressive, then I probably want it slightly like I want the space around the to get around the back on the jungle. Right? So probably like where the path goes off to the left on the for the secret shop, like just in front of that, then you can get round. I don't know
Yeah,
really.
like right around there. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, right around there. It's like that's pretty good. So like the point thought is like these are like check marks that you want in every lane, right? So this applies to being a safe lane carry, this applies to being an off laner. This doesn't obviously nearly apply as much in the mid lane because in mid lane is pretty basic. You want the creep wave on your hill, not theirs. Like that's
Hmm.
pretty much the general gist. Whatever it takes to get there, there's a lot more to it than that, but that's like where you want the lane. Like in the side lane, so like if you're in like a passive lane where meaning like they have the defensive heroes or like the heroes to kill you, you can't really be that aggressive. All you're
Hmm.
doing is trying to get as much XP and farm as you can.
Hmm.
Then that's where like as close to your tower as possible is probably the most ideal scenario, just because you're like it doesn't matter what your aggression potential is in terms of the lane equilibrium because
Hmm.
you're just like whatever the nature of the lane, you're not going to be able to do anything with it. So, but like in a lane like that, having it farther back, but not too far back. Like if you were to pull it all the way back to your tower, then it makes it so that you're focused on CSing under tower instead of like there's a lot of if without the tower as a factor, there's a lot of downtime between getting a last hit of creeps where you can possibly like run at the guy, try to stun him, like push him out of lane, like be bully. But if it's underneath your tower, you like constantly have to be at the creep wave to get the last hits, right? Because the
Yeah.
creeps are just dying really fast. So that's like something to keep in mind, keeping it out of the tower range because it locks up what you have to be doing. It's like you know what I mean. Like you don't
Yeah.
have an option to like leave the creep wave.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
then on top, yeah. So on top of that, if you're in a more aggressive lane, like you want to keep it, you don't want to pull it too far close to your tower, like not even in tower range, but close because a good support player, which is even like they're even lacking at my level, will like pull the big camp on the dire like into his lane. So like if you pull it too far back, you won't see that happening.
Hmm.
You'll be stuck, farming the big camp while they're dealing that. So like when I said like just creep equilibrium and stuff, like with the pulling aggro, there's a lot more to that than just like as an offlaner. Obviously, like I'd say 75% of the games, like you're in a spot where you're like in a disadvantageous lane. Like
Yep.
you're at least like you're the solo against two or three heroes kind of thing. So like your job, like not only is it to like draw creep aggro, but you also want to be looking to pull that camp like as much as possible. Like there wasn't a single time that I like it's one of those that I could have tried to point it out to you, but it's something that has to be really smooth, meaning
Hmm.
like it would have had to be like the second that I told you that you'd have to be doing it. Like a lot of times you could push like that guy was also out of position a lot, so I'd rather obviously if the safe lane is like killable, I'd rather you focus on killing them than pulling a creep camp.
Hmm.
But if you like the way the lane was going, a lot of the times if you notice at the early stages, it was pushed like right into their tower.
Yep.
Like
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it, yeah, so if it's in that spot where it's like right outside the range of their tower, or like the next creep wave's gonna go into their tower, that kind of
Yeah.
scenario,
Hmm.
that's like the best time to quickly back off, go to that camp and pull it. Like
Yep.
like you have to tango down a tree on both sides. You have to tango down a tree, and then pull it to your camp. And what will end up happening is you want to do it before the creep wave gets into the tower. Like
Okay.
this is something that people like even my freaking support of my team like I'm actually like dead serious doesn't do. So we're gonna make this perfect for you. So what happens is if you let the creep wave go into their tower,
Uh huh.
right? So like it goes into their tower, it's hitting it, and then you pull the next wave.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen is they're gonna have a creep wave that's coming towards you, so they're gonna be able to like walk out and find you and like start trying to harass you as you're killing the creeps. But if you do it on the creep wave that's right before it goes into tower range,
Yep.
then what's gonna happen is their creep wave is gonna be fighting your creep wave while you pull the next one.
That makes a lot of
So
sense.
then they're not. You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're not going to be
Absolutely.
able to run past the creeps because they're dealing with that. So it's something to keep in mind with your timing. So these are all things that like I can tell you right now are um they take a lot of games. It's just repetition. It's just trial and error. It's like trying your timings, trying things that work, seeing like what you get punished for. It's just the concepts that like I want you to have in mind of like if your goal is to create chaos in lane and like constantly pull the wave whenever you think it's possible, there'll be times where you'll like what will end up happening is you'll like pull the wave and then like afterwards be like, man, that wasn't ideal. Like I probably shouldn't have done it that time. So then like next time around you'll treat it differently for whatever reason. So like if you start doing those things, if you have that idea in the back of your mind, then you'll really start to hone in on the laning stage. I just like the main thing that I want on top of that for like a lot of people don't do, so I'm just gonna assume because of the like based on the fact that you didn't like immediately buy boots when you had 475 gold,
Uh-huh.
is to have like a general idea of like what your items are. So
Sure.
like in a lane, it's like will I need boots first? Like am I against like something that a stick really early on would help me, like
Yeah,
Bat
absolutely.
Rider or like a bristleback or something.
Yep.
So like if you have that, then it's like have quick stick in your quick buy, ready to buy, stuff like that. And so like the minute you get 200 gold, walking over and getting it, or like the first time you have an opportunity to go to the side shop, whatever. Like I want you to have that mindset where like whatever item you want, you're ready to. What will end up happening is if you have a quick buy, there'll be plenty of times where you're dying, where like whatever, like you're about to die, so you quickly buy your item and then it saves you 150 gold because you bought your item right before you died. Stuff like that will really, those little small things, I'm telling you right now, you'll just notice suddenly. Like I've had a lot of people come back to me with this. They're like, suddenly I'm just ahead of everyone else in my game. And
Uh-huh.
I was like, like it's something where if you do a bunch of these little things, you'll just suddenly have 500 extra gold at 10 minutes than you did before
Mhm.
because you're just doing all these little things, and all the other people at your 2K bracket won't have that extra 500 gold, and eventually what happens is you push that advantage more and more, and that's how you end up gaining MMR. Like a lot of people ask me like, what's the inevitable way of gaining MMR? It's like there's so many things that factor into this, but it's all of these little things that get you just a little bit of gold here, a little bit of XP there, and eventually you're just getting that lead. So like what I'm saying is if by creating this chaos, like you'll learn to. There were times where um, the CS was in a position for you to get it,
Mhm.
but what happened was you would like sit there waiting for the CS, which is like kind of standard. Like you wouldn't be waiting right next to it, but like you'd be in position ready to get it, ready to last hit it, and the lion like right clicked you 4 times or something during that duration. So
Yeah.
like it's not something like that's like horrible on your part, but if you had like dragged creep aggro and had the creep come towards you, if that lion does the same thing, then
Yeah.
that creep is closer to you, right? So that creep's gonna be closer to you. If he does the same thing, it's gonna take your melee creeps and start attacking him, like
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he has to be closer.
Yeah.
And so it's something where like it's a lot about the harass battle, the chaos. Like you'll notice, I promise you, if you just mess with lane equilibrium a ton, all these 2K support players are gonna like be eating the creep wave. I promise you, like they're just gonna like you're gonna aggro the creep wave towards you, and they're gonna still try to do the same harassing stuff that they've done in the past, where they just walk up and A click you,
Mhm.
and suddenly they're gonna be in like the middle of 4 of your melee creeps and just die, or lose like half their health trying to right click you twice.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
It's something where, like I said, a lot of people get really complacent. So that's really what I want you to focus on. Do you have any questions? Like I mentioned a lot of things. The game was kind of a stomp, but I definitely saw some things, like I said, that I want you to focus on. Any questions
Yeah,
on
no, those are
any
good
of it?
points. I mean, like, so like, obviously, Slido was really strong last patch, right? And I don't know,
Yeah.
when I watch the pro games, it doesn't seem to be picked. Like, if you were playing like a dual lane, like the farming hero in a dual off lane, or just generally like solo off lane, like, who do you think's strong right now? Like, who should I be practicing?
Uh, in the solo offlane,
A
you
solo
mean
or like
practicing?
dual off lane? Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
it's often dual off lanes
let
that
me let
like.
me yeah, let me look at the. Well, are you talking? You're talking for pub sake or for professional?
Yeah, well, for me playing it, right? Like,
For you playing?
I
Okay,
don't
so
think I'm
one of the
likely to
heroes
go
that
pro
can
this
be.
week.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just making sure you're asking. Yeah. So, um, all these concepts that I'm talking about
Mhm.
with being really aggressive and simply just messing with the lane,
Uh-huh.
I think literally, like, I honestly, if I had to recommend, I think the easiest hero by far to apply these to is Abaddon in the
Okay.
off lane. I think he's by far like just so straightforward. If you learn the concept of like like honestly just for the sake of saving yourself a billion games of trying to figure out how to play the lane,
Uh-huh.
just watch that. Do you know who Logon Bucked Grace is? Do you know who that is?
No. No.
He's an NA player who's like 7.4k MMR and
Okay.
only plays a Baden.
Okay.
Like he literally only plays a Baden. Look him like I'm gonna actually link you his Dota buff. I think. He's like the perfect player to do the things I'm talking about. He's not a very good player. When I say that, I mean he's not a very good player, but he plays a Baden really well. That's what I'm gonna. So obviously, please don't just copy this guy playstyle like word for word here. But yeah, this is the guy. You'll see what I'm talking about now when you see his Dota buff. But the point being, is that like if you watch a single game that he plays a Baden, just look for a win. Like not because I want just to make sure it's a good game, but like he will literally spend the entire lane just like shielding himself, like right clicking the enemy carry and like running at them. Like that's all he does. Like he wins games because he simply runs at them for the entire game. Like the only reason I know this is because I play against it like 1 out of 5 of my pubs, and it's the most obnoxious crap ever. So like if you like that's a hero that will really help you learn to play aggressive in a very simple way. Like don't spam the hero. Like don't play him every single game because you'll get spoiled because he's so good at the hero's so straightforward at doing it. But it's something where like you want to start learning how farming patterns. You start with a hero like anti-mage. That's pretty straightforward, and then move up to the more complicated stuff. So I start with like stuff like a Batten. Bat Rider is really good if you want to learn Bat Rider. He's good at he's good at all levels, I think, but he's kind of harder. Like he's a much harder hero, like to farm efficiently. Stacking and
Yeah, I can.
flying
Like
aggressively.
I've played him once or twice. I like Yeah, I mean the stacking's fine. I just need to the Bat Rider I need to practice. The only problem I have with Bat Rider is like it's normally quite disorganized in my pubs. So like you often get like you
Yeah,
can lasso someone and then everyone else just stands there watching.
I
Like
recommend playing him in your party games, honestly.
okay.
Like have somebody on your team, not necessarily in a dual off lane, but either playing a carry, support, or mid hero that would something that would really help you kill somebody during lasso. Like a Skywrath would be a support, like a mid hero, that just does a lot of damage, like
Mhm.
TA or something. Like that could help you kill them. Like
Yep.
if you were lasso, if you coordinated with them, it's something where it doesn't take much to coordinate, but you do need the one person to coordinate with at least. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, other heroes that are like another hero that's similar to a Bat, and these heroes you just don't see in EU apparently, but they're just spammed in US. Is Offlane Enchantress is pretty crazy good right now. You just take the creep from the big camp and then harass them with it all lane and level untouchable. And
Yeah, I played a couple of games with the offline
Um,
Enchantress, but yeah,
yeah,
my micro is
if
not
you can
it's not
figure out how
strong.
to play her. Yeah, I mean she's a micro hero, but like there's definitely heroes that are harder to micro than Enchantress. I definitely think wait, what are the other heroes? So we have in a dual offlane scenario,
Yeah.
something like Bristleback, Weaver's pretty good. Um Even like Legion Commander's kind of decent in a dual offlane scenario. A lot of times, if you're gonna dual offlane, like I'd rather you have a hero that's a support that heals. Like that's the best option, I think. Like if you're gonna do a dual offlane, have the support be like a Witch Doctor, Dazzle, or something that like just bodies them, like an Ogre, like
Yeah.
something that's
Okay.
super tanky in the front line. So if you're gonna be like the support, you can just that's another like 4 position hero that simply runs at people.
Yep.
And does his job by doing that. A lot of people, like I said, and I'll say it again, they simply don't apply the proper aggression. So if you just learn to run at people on the heroes that it's appropriate, Faceless Void is also like super damn good in this meta right now. So
Yeah.
if you want to try him, he's honestly kind of a pub stomper. Not because he like carries the game solo, but like you'll win your lane almost every game because people have no idea how to deal with a hero that can remove all the damage in the last 2 seconds
Yep.
for every 6 seconds. So people just don't know how to deal with that. So that's a really good hero. He's a hero that like you'll learn when to take good trades and all the times that you'll be able to get away with it and like get most of your health back. So a lot of these heroes that I'm looking at, Tidehunter's even pretty good now. Apparently everyone's just picking Tidehunter, and I think the hero's always been pretty good. The problem in pubs is like most of the offlaners that are popular are like team fighty stuff. So
Mhm.
like you still rely on your team to help you.
Yeah,
If you're like
I
making
don't.
it more of like a,
I play
go ahead.
like I've played some. Titan is kind of good at my MMR. Like you can bully people really easily with the anchor smash. So like I played that quite a
With
bit. But
Anchor
yeah,
Smash and the Kraken show. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So those are the heroes I like. Like those are the heroes that I think are honestly I just want you to look at those concepts. Like obviously there's like super good heroes. Like I think Nature's Prophet and Lone Druid are like ridiculous right now, but those heroes are so mechanically based that you'd be too focused on trying to learn the hero instead of
yeah. The Nature's Prophet is
learning
like
the role.
okay, but the Lone Druid I've played played a few games with him, and
Yes,
it's not my strongest. I'm pretty
yeah,
embarrassingly bad at
me
it.
either. Yeah, yeah, me either, man. I understand, I understand. So yeah, no, that like the main thing, like I said, just pick these heroes, and
Mhm.
like the main thing that I said was, every time you have a chance of being aggressive, like thinking like, hey, I think if I go after this guy to harass him, he'll take more damage than me, kind of thing. Like I think it'll pay off, and just do it. And like every time you think that's the case, just do it. And all that's gonna do is you're gonna learn the time. Like if you don't do it, you'll never know when you should have done it.
Yep.
But if you do it, you'll know when you shouldn't have done it. So, best way to learn there. So. But yeah, no, if like you're looking to do some dual offlane stuff, like generally just pick like strength heroes that, like to run at people, like Legion, Centaur is pretty fun in pubs to do dual offlanes with. Yeah. So just try to mix it up in terms of variability of like how heroes win their lane. Like a Batten and
Mhm.
Tide Hunter kind of win the lane by just bodying you, and then like other heroes like Slardar kind of win the lane by getting what they can out of it, and then when somebody gets caught out of position, punishing them for it. So
Sure.
a lot of heroes play it differently, so just try to play heroes that do things like they have their methodology be a little bit different. Like Faceless Void, he wins it by trading and then backing off and like weaving in and out of trading with people because of Time Walk. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
just try to mix it up with whatever style your hero is, because the last thing you want is to be this logon guy who's 7.4k and only knows how to play two heroes. So that's the biggest thing. I mean, I flame him all the damn time because I've had it like 5 times where he's in my game and he's forced to play something that isn't one of those two heroes, and it's like so bad. But then like whenever he plays those two heroes, it's like really good. So I'm like, I don't know, man.
All right.
But yeah. So at that note, I do have to go.
All right, Kosha. Thanks very much, man.
So I appreciate. Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate the time, and I'll talk to you later, man.
Yeah, cool. Good luck with your scrim.
Thank you, man.
Cheers.